The sun has not yet fully risen over Riyadh on the morning of November 10, 2025. The sky bleeds shades of amber and deep violet, casting long shadows across the sprawling city where glass towers pierce the horizon beside ancient mosques. The heat, even at this early hour, begins to press down on the streets, a reminder that the desert is never far away. In the International District, where expatriates live and work alongside Saudi nationals, a small Catholic chapel sits tucked inside the grounds of King Fahd Medical Complex, one of the largest hospitals in the capital. Inside this quiet sanctuary, Father Miguel Duarte kneels alone. He is 58 years old, Portuguese by birth, with silver hair thinning at the crown and deep lines etched into his weathered face. His hands, rough and calloused from decades of service in remote missions across the Middle East, clutch a simple wooden rosary. The beads click softly as his lips move in whispered prayer. He prays to the Virgin Mary, asking for peace, for healing, for understanding in a land where his faith exists in careful silence. The chapel itself is modest. Bare white walls, a small wooden altar, a single crucifix hanging above it. There are no stained glass windows here, no grand statues. This is a place of discretion, a compromise between faiths in a kingdom that does not officially recognize Christianity but tolerates it behind closed doors for the thousands of foreign workers who call Saudi Arabia home. Father Miguel's voice is barely audible, yet it carries the weight of devotion. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. He repeats the words with the rhythm of ritual, his eyes closed, his heart open. Outside, the call to far prayer begins to echo across the city from towering minarets, the melodic voice of the muezzin summoning the faithful to bow before Allah. The two prayers, one whispered in Latin, the other broadcast in Arabic, exist in parallel, never touching, never acknowledging each other. But this morning, they will collide. Imam Khalid al-Rahman walks briskly along the hospital's outer pathway, his white thobe flowing behind him, his red and white checkered gutra held in place by a black agal. He is 45 years old, a respected preacher known throughout Riyadh for his passionate sermons and unwavering commitment to the purity of Islamic monotheism. His beard is neatly trimmed, his eyes sharp and observant. He has come to the hospital to visit a congregant recovering from surgery, a routine act of charity and community service. But as he passes the chapel, something stops him. Through the narrow window, he sees Father Miguel kneeling, head bowed, lips moving. Khalid slows, then stops entirely. His eyes narrow. He recognizes the posture, the beads, the crucifix on the wall. His chest tightens. To him, this is not merely prayer. It is shirk, the gravest sin in Islam, the act of associating partners with the one true God. He has debated Christians before, has engaged in interfaith dialogue with respect, but always with the underlying conviction that their worship of Jesus and veneration of Mary crosses a line that cannot be uncrossed. And now, here in the heart of Riyadh, in the birthplace of Islam, he witnesses it openly. Khalid pulls out his phone. His hand is steady as he films a brief clip through the window. 10 seconds, no more. Father Miguel remains unaware, lost in prayer. Khalid's jaw clenches. He types quickly, posting the video to a private WhatsApp group of fellow scholars and preachers with a single line of text. This is happening in our city. We must speak. Within an hour, the video leaks beyond the private group. It spreads to Twitter, to Telegram channels, to forums where religious debates rage daily. Comments flood in, some outraged, others defensive, a few calling for calm. But the damage is done. The fuse is lit. As the sun climbs higher, bathing Riyadh in harsh, unforgiving light, Father Miguel finishes his prayer and stands slowly, knees aching. He has no idea that his quiet moment of devotion has been captured, shared, and weaponized. He smooths his cassock, places the rosary in his pocket, and steps out into the corridor, where the hum of hospital life resumes. Doctors conferring, patients shuffling, machines beeping rhythmically. Somewhere across the city, Khalid sits in his car, staring at his phone as notifications multiply. He feels vindicated, righteous. He has done his duty. He has defended the faith. But deep beneath that conviction, something else stirs, something he does not yet recognize. A faint unease, like the first tremor before an earthquake. The desert wind picks up, swirling dust through Riyadh streets, whispering secrets that neither man can yet hear. Before we go further, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. What happens next will challenge everything you think you know about faith, forgiveness, and the unseen forces that shape our lives. You won't want to miss a single moment. 2 days have passed since that fateful dawn prayer on November 10, 2025. Riyadh hums with its usual midday frenzy under a sky of unrelenting blue, the temperature climbing past 35 degrees Celsius. The King Fahd Medical Complex teems with life. Expatriate nurses in colorful scrubs push carts down polished corridors, Saudi doctors in crisp white coats confer over charts, and patients in wheelchairs navigate the flow. The air carries the sharp scent of antiseptic mixed with faint traces of oud incense from a nurse's perfume, a nod to local customs amid the international bustle. Father Miguel Duarte moves through this controlled chaos with purposeful steps, his black cassock a stark contrast to the modern uniforms around him. He has just left the room of a Filipino construction worker recovering from heatstroke, offering a quiet blessing and a few words of comfort in broken Tagalog. At 58, Miguel carries his years in the gentle stoop of his shoulders and the soft creases around his eyes, marks of a man who has seen suffering in war-torn Yemen and dusty Afghan villages before finding relative stability in Saudi Arabia's expatriate enclaves. His mission here is simple: spiritual care for the invisible army of foreign laborers who build the kingdom's future but live in its shadows. As he rounds a corner near the outpatient wing, Imam Khalid Al-Rahman steps into his path. Khalid has not come by accident. The video he posted has garnered thousands of views overnight, stirring a mix of support from hardline accounts and criticism from moderates advocating Vision 2030's push for tolerance. Sleepless and fueled by conviction, he sought out the priest after learning his schedule from hospital contacts. Khalid stands tall at 45, his thobe immaculate, gutra perfectly aligned, exuding the authority of a man who commands Friday sermons to hundreds. His dark eyes burn with a mix of zeal and restrained anger, his trimmed beard framing a jaw set firm. The confrontation unfolds in hushed tones, mindful of the hospital's decorum and Saudi laws against public religious discord. Khalid speaks first, his English clipped but fluent from years of interfaith panels. "Father, your prayers dishonor this land. Calling to a woman when Allah alone hears, this is shirk." His voice carries the weight of theological certainty, referencing Quranic verses on Tawhid that he has memorized since boyhood. Miguel stops, meeting the younger man's gaze without flinching. His accented English is calm, measured, honed by decades of dialogue in hostile terrains. "Imam, faith is not a weapon. Mary is a bridge to mercy, not division. God knows all hearts." He stands his ground, hands open at his sides, rosary pocketed but its presence felt. No raised voices pierce the corridor hum, only the tension thickening like desert humidity before a storm. Onlookers slow, a Saudi janitor pauses his mop, 2 Indian nurses exchange glances, a security guard edges closer. Khalid's face flushes beneath his olive skin. Words fail to bridge the chasm. Conviction overrides reason. In a flash, his right hand arcs forward, a sharp, open-palm slap that connects with Miguel's left cheek. The sound cracks like a whip in the sterile air, Miguel's head snapping sideways, silver hair disheveled. Red blooms on pale skin, but the priest does not stagger or retaliate. He touches the spot, eyes widening in shock then softening with sorrow. Gasps ripple outward. Phones emerge instantly. Hospital policy be damned in the age of social media. The security guard, a young Bedouin recruit, intervenes swiftly, pulling Khalid back by the arm while another escorts Miguel toward a side office. "Enough!" the guard barks in Arabic. Khalid shakes free, breathing heavily. His righteous fire now mingled with a flicker of doubt at the priest's unbroken composure. Miguel waves off help, murmuring, "It's all right. Let him go." By afternoon, the slap video supplants the prayer clip online. #PriestAttacked trends in Arabic script across Twitter and Snapchat, viewed by millions. Saudi authorities monitor closely. Religious tensions could undermine the kingdom's global image. Khalid retreats to his modest apartment in Al-Malaz district, the city's older heart where palm trees line cracked sidewalks and evening souks buzz with vendors hawking dates and prayer rugs. He performs wudu in his bathroom sink, water splashing over his face as he replays the moment. Satisfaction wars with unease. He posts a defiant statement, defended the faith against idolatry in Riyadh streets. Allah sees all. Across town, Miguel sits in the hospital administrator's office. An Egyptian Christian offered ice for his cheek. Pressed to file charges or leave the country, he declines both. Pray for him, he says simply, echoing Christ's words on the cross. The administrator shakes his head in disbelief. Outside, the sun dips toward minarets silhouetted against orange dunes, casting Riyadh in golden fire. Word spreads through expatriate WhatsApp groups and mosque committees alike. Religious fault lines, long managed under strict laws, tremble. Khalid kneels for Asr prayer on his balcony, the adhan drifting from nearby Masjid al-Raji. But as he prostrates, a whisper of wind carries an unfamiliar chill, November's rare cool front edging in. He rises unsettled, staring at the city lights flickering to life. Neither man sleeps easily that night. The slap has bound their fates, a spark in dry tinder. Riyadh's pulse quickens, oblivious to the divine thread weaving tighter. November 13th, 2025, Riyadh is abuzz with the aftermath of the confrontation between Father Miguel and Imam Khalid. The blistering heat of the city is momentarily matched by the heated debates erupting throughout social media platforms, mosque courtyards, and quiet homes alike. The video of the slap replays endlessly, an electric symbol of conflict caught between ancient faiths, modern media, and a society straining to redefine itself. In a centuries-old mosque nestled in the heart of Riyadh's old town, thousands gather in knotted rows beneath exquisite geometric ceilings. Imam Khalid steps onto the wooden minbar, the spotlight from stained glass casting intricate patterns onto his stern face. His voice booms with authority, echoing Quranic verses that emphasize the oneness of Allah and condemn associating partners with him. He speaks not just to his congregation, but to all Saudis aware of their kingdom's precarious balance between tradition and reform. Yet even amid the firestorm his words ignite, an undercurrent of tension permeates the air. Khalid himself faces a temporary suspension from official preaching duties, instigated by cautious religious authorities worried about the kingdom's fragile international image. He returns to his modest apartment, the walls lined with carefully annotated Quranic texts. The silence is punctuated only by the distant call of the muezzin and the occasional traffic hum far below. Kneeling on his prayer rug, Khalid embarks on the tahajjud, the late-night prayer ritual reserved for the devout. The city sleeps, save for those awake in submission to Allah. Moonlight filters through the window, casting a cobalt glow. In the quiet, Khalid petitions forgiveness, not merely for his actions but for clarity. The city's heat seeps into his room, yet an unsettling chill lingers, like sand trapped in an unseen crevice shifting imperceptibly. He strains to focus on the rhythmic recitation of Surah Al-Ikhlas, but his mind falters. Meanwhile, far from the mosque and its growing controversy, Father Miguel retreats to his sparse rooms in the hospital's expatriate quarters. His face still bears the faint mark of the slap, swelling but unbroken. He eschews the glare of media and the council of legal advisors urging him to press charges or to leave the kingdom. Instead, he turns to silent prayer and fasting, his faith a shield and balm. Pages from his well-thumbed Bible lie open beside a candle flickering gently against the night. Miguel's resolve deepens, not as a challenge to Khalid or to the kingdom's laws, but as a quiet testimony to the strength found in forgiveness. His physician, a kind Saudi woman named Dr. Noor, watches him with puzzled admiration. "Why stay?" she asks softly one evening. "Because this is where faith must be tested," he replies. "And where peace must begin." Beyond hospital walls, Riyadh continues its transformation. Modern skyscrapers rise alongside sandstone homes, and neon lights pulse against ancient minarets. The country's Vision 2030 plan promises economic diversification and social change, but also exposes delicate religious tensions. Families huddle around screens streaming news, their conversations a mix of worry, faith, and hope. Back in his apartment, Khalid stares out at the city's glittering lights, wrestling with a growing doubt. The image of the priest's silent dignity, the slapping hand, and a distant, unexplainable whisper in the night swirl in his thoughts. As the Sahara wind tears through the streets below, an invisible force draws these two souls closer, both caught in the crossroads of conviction and compassion, faith and humanity, tradition and transformation. November 15, 2025, dawns cooler than usual in Riyadh, a rare whisper of autumn carried on winds from the empty quarter. The city's rhythm persists unabated. Construction cranes swivel against the skyline, luxury SUVs navigate palm-lined boulevards, and the faithful stream toward mosques as the adhan calls for dur. Yet within the insulated world of King Fahd Medical Complex, Father Miguel Duarte has chosen a path of profound stillness amid the gathering storm. The faint red mark on his cheek from Imam Khalid's slap has faded to a pale shadow, but the emotional weight lingers like incense smoke in a closed room. Miguel's quarters are Spartan. A narrow bed with starched white sheets, a wooden desk scarred from years of travel, a single window overlooking the hospital courtyard where date palms sway gently. No crucifix adorns the walls here. Discretion is paramount in Saudi Arabia, where public Christian symbols remain forbidden. Instead, a small laminated icon of the Virgin Mary stands propped against his Bible, her serene face illuminated by a desk lamp during evening hours. Miguel, ever the missionary shaped by Portuguese villages and African outposts, sits cross-legged on the floor, fasting since the confrontation. Water and dates sit untouched beside him. His body protests, but his spirit strengthens. He pores over the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 44, "Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." The words, penned millennia ago, feel urgently alive in this moment. Miguel's lips move silently, interceding not just for Khalid but for an entire nation navigating faith's fragile boundaries. Memories flood him, of dusty Yemeni refugee camps where Muslims and Christians shared meager rations during sieges, of Afghan women veiling their faces yet whispering thanks for his medical aid. "Forgiveness is not weakness," he murmurs to the empty room, "it is the seed of miracles." Hospital staff orbit his seclusion with growing curiosity and concern. Dr. Noor Al-Ghamdi, the soft-spoken Saudi physician in her mid-40s, knocks gently one afternoon, bearing a tray of labna and fresh Manakish flatbread. Her hijab frames kind eyes shadowed by long shifts. "Father, you must eat." The administration insists, "You could leave, claim asylum elsewhere. Why remain?" Miguel rises slowly, his frame gaunt but posture unbowed. He accepts the tray with gratitude but eats sparingly. "Dr. Noor, this is my mission field. Running would dishonor the mercy that brought me here. Pray for him, as I do. His heart carries a heavier burden than my cheek." Noor's brow furrows. In her world of scalpels and scans, such radical grace defies logic. She leaves puzzled, sharing the exchange in hushed tones with colleagues over coffee in the staff lounge. Expatriate workers, Filipinos, Indians, Egyptians, form a quiet network of support, smuggling notes of encouragement under doors. WhatsApp groups buzz with prayers in Tagalog, Hindi, and Arabic script. Yet Miguel rejects all media overtures, silencing his phone amid ringing calls from Vatican contacts and international journalists hungry for a martyr's tale. Meanwhile, Riyadh's broader currents swirl around him. Vision 2030 initiatives have cracked open cultural doors, women driving, cinemas opening, concerts drawing crowds, but religious lines remain etched in stone. Conservative clerics decry the slap video as justified zeal, while reformist voices on Twitter plead for unity, citing Prophet Muhammad's treaties with Christians. Billboards along King Fahd Road advertise Niam's futuristic promises, a stark contrast to the ancient faith clashes unfolding in hospital corridors. As dusk falls, painting the sky in bruised purples, Miguel lights a single candle, a subtle act of defiance and devotion. He kneels before the Virgin's icon, rosary beads slipping through fingers worn smooth by decades of Hail Marys. The prayer rises like desert mist, Mother of Mercy, soften hardened hearts. Let understanding bloom where anger took root. Outside, the courtyard fountain trickles steadily, children of hospital staff chasing fireflies in the gathering twilight, a rare, fleeting joy amid tension. Far across the city, in Al-Malah's labyrinthine alleys where goats graze vacant lots and street lamps flicker to life, Imam Khalid wrestles his own isolation. His suspension bites deeper than expected. Congregants who once sought his counsel now hesitate. During Maghrib prayer at a neighborhood mosque, he stands in the back row, anonymous among worshippers. The slap replays in his mind, not as triumph, but as a fracture. Khalid's scholarship, honed at Riyadh's Islamic University, equipped him to dismantle Christian doctrines logically. Yet Miguel's silence gnaws, an unanswerable rebuttal. Khalid returns home to a modest majlis, cushions arranged around walls of bookshelves groaning under tafsirs and hadith collections. His wife, Fatima, a teacher veiled in niqab at home, serves Laban yogurt silently, sensing his turmoil. Allah tests the faithful, she offers softly. He nods absently, staring at his phone where the priest's prayer video loops mockingly. For the first time, curiosity flickers. Why Mary? What power lingers in a name he dismissed as myth? Night deepens over Riyadh, stars piercing the light pollution like divine eyes. Miguel drifts to sleep with Bible open on his chest. Khalid paces his balcony, Adhan for Isha echoing mournfully. Two men, worlds apart yet bound by one act, retreat into the crucible of conscience. The desert wind rises, carrying grains of sand that whisper of visions yet to come. Patient, inevitable, transformative. November 18, 2025, dawns with an uneasy stillness settling over Riyadh, as shadows stretch long beneath the pale gold sun rising on the desert horizon. Though the city hums with its customary rhythm, cars honking, vendors setting up stalls, workers beginning their long days behind towering walls, the heart of its ancient tensions beats louder in quiet corners and whispered conversations. Father Miguel remains steadfast in his commitment. His once pristine hospital quarters have become a sanctuary and a cell. His days are measured in prayer, silent fasting, and the slow healing of body and soul. Outside his window, the city's modern glass skyscrapers glitter while faint traces of dust swirl in the air, reminders that beneath this veneer of progress lies a land both harsh and sacred. Meanwhile, thousands of kilometers to the northwest, the vast expanse of the Nafud Desert rolls endlessly beneath an unforgiving sun, its rippling dunes echoing the ancient silence of time. Imam Khalid al-Rahman is driving alone toward the archaeological wonders of Al-Ula, summoned by an invitation to speak about religious unity and the kingdom's evolving identity. The black Prado cuts through the endless ochre waves of sand and rock, carrying a man heavy with doubt and confusion. Prayer rug folded carefully in the passenger seat, Khalid recites Quranic verses under his breath, seeking solace in the familiar sounds. Yet the desert around him seems alive with a whispering wind, its voice unintelligible but relentless. He pulls off the highway, unrolling his mat on the rocky shoulder, and prepares for prayer beneath the blazing sun. As Khalid bows his head in sujud, the wind picks up suddenly, turning grains of sand into a swirling tempest. His breath catches. Through the heat shimmer, shapes begin to coalesce, tall flowing robes of pure blue, a figure standing silent and radiant against the shifting dunes. Khalid's heart pounds as he stares, unable to tear his gaze away. The apparition, the woman, calm and sorrowful, seems to embody every prayer he has ever heard and every doubt he has ever feared. The contrast between desert harshness and her serene presence is almost unbearable. For a moment, a sacred silence blankets the burning sands. Then, just as suddenly, the vision dissipates like morning mist, leaving only the desert's unyielding solitude. Staggered and shaken, Khalid returns to his vehicle, the encounter burning in his mind. Questions flood his thoughts. Was this a glimpse of the divine? A test of faith? Or his own conscience speaking through the desert's language? The drive back to Riyadh is silent, the hum of the engine the only sound in the vast emptiness. Back in Riyadh, Father Miguel senses a shift, an unseen current threading through the busy hospital corridors. His prayers remain steady, but the peaceful endurance he has fostered begins to tremble under the weight of what is unfolding. The incident at Alula resurfaces quietly on social media, mingling with rumors and speculation that ripple through the city's diverse communities. As dusk descends, painting the city in purples and reds, two men separate by miles but linked by unseen threads face their deepest questions. What they saw, what they experienced, will soon change everything. If this story chills you, like, comment, what would you do? And subscribe. The truth is more complex than you believe. November 20th, 2025. Riyadh wakes beneath a hazy sky, dust clouds drifting low as the city's rhythm quickens. Amid its towers and mosques, the dichotomy of ancient faith and rapid modernization churns beneath the surface. For Imam Khalid, the vision in the desert refuses to fade. Instead, it deepens, haunting the edges of his waking life and unsettling his prayers. In the cool shadow of Daria's historic mud brick walls, Khalid meets Sheikh Omar, an elder scholar known for his wisdom and diplomacy. They sit in a majlis, cushioned and quiet, sharing tea spiced with cardamom. Khalid recounts the apparition, the woman in flowing blue robes, emanating sorrow and calm, a mysterious presence challenging everything he thought he knew. Omar listens, nodding thoughtfully but cautious. He offers perspective drawn from centuries of religious teachings, reminding Khalid that the desert plays tricks on the heart and mind. Mirages, illusions, whispers born of isolation and stress have fooled many before him. Yet even Omar's knowledge leaves questions unanswered. He cautions restraint in sharing such visions lest they sow discord or be misinterpreted by the faithful. Meanwhile, the media spotlight shifts back to Father Miguel, who remains firm in his silence. Journalists' cameras hover, questions proffered but unanswered. Miguel offers only one phrase that captures hearts and headlines alike: pray for understanding. His humility becomes a beacon for many, stirring a quiet swell of empathy among observers from diverse faiths. In whispered corridors of religious debate, both men become symbols, one of confrontation, the other of compassion. One wrestling with doubt, the other embodying forgiveness. Their journeys, once separate, begin to interlace in ways unseen but profoundly felt. As night falls over Riyadh, lights blink from minarets and skyscrapers alike, illuminating a city where faith is both fortress and frontier. Khalid retreats to his home, his heart heavy with questions yet awake with newfound wonder. Father Miguel kneels in his small room, fingers tracing rosary beads, whispering prayers that bridge worlds. The weight of the divine presses upon them, invisible yet undeniable. The search for truth is no longer a mere battle of beliefs but a journey toward the profound mysteries that bind humanity together. November 22nd, 2025, brings a rare chill to Riyadh's nights, the temperature dipping below 20 degrees Celsius as northerly winds sweep through the city's labyrinthine streets. Minarets glow under sodium lamps, casting golden halos over slumbering neighborhoods where families huddle in air-conditioned warmth despite the cool air. Imam Khalid al-Rahman finds no such comfort. The desert vision has metastasized into sleepless torment, blue-robed silhouette invading every quiet moment, challenging the theological fortress he built over decades. He seeks refuge in Masjid al-Hijra, an ancient mosque on Riyadh's eastern fringe where 12th-century walls whisper of the Prophet's era. The structure hunkers low, its courtyard paved with weathered limestone, palm fronds rustling overhead like supplicating hands. At midnight, after Isha prayer disperses the faithful, Khalid lingers alone. Moonlight filters through lattice screens, patterning the mihrab in filigree shadows. He mounts the minbar uninvited, voice trembling into emptiness. Ya Allah, who was she? Test or trial? Echoes mock him. Silence answers. Khalid's scholarship, doctorate from Imam Muhammad ibn Saud Islamic University, authorship on Tawhid's purity, crumbles under doubt's siege. He scrolls forbidden sites on a burner phone, patristic writings on Mary's intercession, Marian apparitions at Lourdes and Fatima. Texts he once labeled bid'ah now resonate with Quranic Mariam, palm-shaded cradle of Isa. Could mercy wear a woman's face? He whispers, fingers tracing screen glow. Conscience wars, zealot slap versus priest's cheek-turned grace. Across town, Father Miguel's endurance fractures. Exhaustion fells him during vespers in his quarters. Rosary clatters to floor as he collapses, breath shallow. Dr. Noor rushes in, monitors beeping urgently in the ER. For drips sustain him, colleagues pray in hushed Tagalog and Coptic. Miguel stirs at dawn, vision blurred. He's searching, guide him, mother. His collapse mirrors Khalid's crisis. Two pilgrims, sufferings forge refining faith. Riyadh sleeps oblivious, NOM billboards promising utopias while ancient tensions simmer. Khalid departs the mosque at Far's first light, beard dusted with courtyard dew, resolve cracking. Fatima greets him with worried eyes, son's asleep. The heart knows when Allah speaks, she murmurs, handing tea. He nods, secrecy binding them. Doubts deepen, convergence nears. Divine threads tighten, pulling disparate souls toward revelation's edge. November 24, 2025, 3 a.m. Riyadh sleeps under an impossible miracle. A torrential downpour that transforms the desert capital into a shimmering dreamscape. Sheets of rain lash against glass towers and ancient minarets alike, streets turning to rivers that reflect neon signs in electric blues and golds. Thunder rolls like divine judgment across the horizon, lightning fracturing the sky in jagged veins of white fire. The temperature has plummeted to 18 degrees Celsius, a shocking cold front from the north that locals will discuss for months. Palm trees in private compounds whip wildly, their fronds clawing at the storm like supplicating hands. Imam Khalid Al-Rahman's apartment in Al-Malaz district remains dark, save for the faint glow of a digital clock reading 2:58. Khalid lies rigid beneath sweat-soaked sheets, his chest heaving with the aftershocks of nightmare. The desert vision from 6 days ago has evolved into full torment, blue-robed woman invading every prayer, every meal, every moment of solitude. His wife Fatima sleeps fitfully beside him, one hand resting protectively on his arm, sensing his inner war without knowing its supernatural dimensions. At exactly 3 a.m., a persistent hum begins, not mechanical, not natural, but resonant in his bones like the vibration of a distant adhan amplified through eternity. Khalid's eyes snap open. The hum intensifies, drawing him from bed like iron to lodestone. Barefoot, he pads silently through the living room where family photos line the walls, wedding portraits, sons grinning gap-toothed at Eid, pilgrimage snapshots from Arafat. Fatima stirs but doesn't wake as he slips through the front door into the storm. The mosque courtyard, just 200 meters away, has become a sacred battlefield. Rain hammers the limestone tiles, turning them into mirrors that reflect lightning's fury. The central fountain overflows in silver cascades, water arcing like liquid prayer beads. Palm trees encircle the space, their trunks scarred from decades of sandstorms, now bowing dramatically in the gale. Khalid stumbles into the deluge, thobe instantly soaked, clinging transparently to his frame. Water streams down his face, mingling with tears he doesn't recognize as his own. He collapses to his knees in the courtyard center, mud yielding soft beneath him. Lightning illuminates the scene in strobing horror beauty. Minaret silhouettes, rain-slick arches, his own trembling hands pressed to earth. The hum crescendos to revelation. There she stands, the blue-robed woman, materialized fully now, radiant amid the chaos. No heat shimmer, no desert mirage. This is substance, presence, overwhelming reality. Her robes flow like liquid sky, untouched by raindrops that part around her like obedient sea. Head modestly covered in translucent veil, face luminous with maternal sorrow that pierces Khalid's soul. Hands extended, not in demand, but infinite offering. Peace floods him, unearned and total, dissolving decades of theological certainty. He prostrates in deepest sujud, forehead grinding mud, tears carving clean paths through grime. Time fractures. Memories cascade in Technicolor torrent. The dawn prayer he filmed, Cap 1, rosary beads clicking innocently. The hospital slap echoing like thunder, Cap 2, Miguel's cheek turning without retaliation, desert shimmer resolving into her form, Cap 5. Quranic verses collide with forbidden Christian texts, Surah Mariam's palm bending for sustenance, Fatima apparitions sustaining the faithful. Mariam, he whispers unbidden, the name once theological poison now flowing like honey from his lips. Her gaze acknowledges, blesses, absolves. No words pass between them. Presence communicates volumes. Khalid experiences prodigal's return. Wayward son welcomed without condition. The storm rages on, yet in her radius reigns perfect calm. Lightning frames her like Renaissance masterpiece, sorrowful compassion radiating through deluge. Minutes stretch to eternity. Then, hand-blessing motion, she fades into rain mist, leaving ozone scent and transformed heart. Khalid rises on unsteady legs, soaked to marrow, mud caking beard and thobe. Dawn's first light pierces clouds. November 24's miracle sunrise painting courtyard gold. He staggers home. Fatima waits at door, eyes wide with unspoken knowing. Subhanallah, she breathes, embracing him fiercely. Allah has spoken. Secrecy binds them, world unprepared for such seismic shift. Hospital parallel. Father Miguel, restless in recovery bed, wakes simultaneously. Rain patters his window. He smiles faintly into darkness. It begins, mother, he whispers, sensing cosmic convergence. Monitors beep steadily. Dr. Noor checks charts nearby, oblivious to eternal pivot unfolding. Riyadh awakens transformed. Rain ceases abruptly at 5:30 a.m. Sun crowns Kingdom Center Tower. Social media erupts with hashtag Riyadh Miracle. First November deluge in 17 years. Khalid dresses for destiny, beard trimmed, thobe pressed. Fatima serves breakfast silently, sons chattering obliviously. He touches Quran gently, Tawhid enriched, not abandoned. Extended reflection sequence. Khalid walks neighborhood streets, dawn light gilding souk stalls shuttering after storm. Old men gather at coffee shop, debating weather's portent. He passes without speaking, Mary's maternal gaze internalized. Youth on scooters splash puddles, women in abayas navigate new streams. Vision's afterglow sustains him, conviction reborn as compassion. By 8 a.m., suspension's shadow lifts internally. Khalid texts Sheikh Omar, truth found. Public words needed. Response cautious but approving. Meanwhile, hospital buzzes with Miguel's recovery. Expatriates whisper of something shifting. Vision 2030 billboards gleam wet, tolerance's time dawns. Courtyard revelation catalyzes climax. Faith's walls breached, mercy's door flung wide. Khalid prepares public witness. Miguel awaits confirmation. Divine orchestration perfect, storm's fury birthing eternal calm. Riyadh exhales, sensing without knowing. Kingdom's heart turns. November 25th, 2 p.m. King Abdullah Financial District throbs with midday energy. Executives in tailored thobes navigate prayer banners fluttering post-dur. Glass towers pierce perfect blue sky. Kinetic sculptures whirl in plaza fountains. Social media simmers. Hashtag Riyadh revelation brews from anonymous leaks about suspended imams change. Crowd swells organically. Office workers, students, conservative aunties, Vision 2030 youth. 5,000 gather by 3 p.m., smartphones poised amid date palms. Platform erected hastily. Microphone stand, Saudi flag backdrop, water bottles sweating condensation. Whispers crescendo, Khalid returns? Police monitor peripherally, religious optics paramount. 3:15 p.m., Imam Khalid ascends. Thobe immaculate, beard precisely trimmed, eyes luminous with courtyard peace. Silence falls like prayer commencement. Microphone hums alive, he grips it firmly, scanning faces, familiar congregants, curious strangers, skeptics filming covertly. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters, voice resonates, steady yet transformed. I come not as teacher, but seeker. 6 days ago, ignorance guided my hand. Pause, crowd murmurs, striking Father Miguel Duarte for his prayer. I called it shirk, Allah called it trial. Deep breath. November 18th, Nafud Desert showed me truth's first glimpse. Last night, 3 a.m. storm, Masjid al-Hijra courtyard revealed fully. Mariam, Quranic mother, revered in all traditions, stood radiant. No words needed, mercy spoke volumes. Gasps ripple. Conservatives shift uncomfortably. Youth lean forward. I struck servant. He forgave instantly. Desert wind, rain torrent, both carried same message. Faith builds bridges, not barriers. Tawhid embraces compassion. Allah's mercy infinite. No conversion declared. Masterstroke nuance. Mariam teaches unity crossing scriptures. Father Miguel prays to bridge. I struck to divide. Today I repent publicly. Understanding over judgment. Vulnerability raw. Voice cracks recounting slap's aftermath. Miguel's cheek turned grace haunting him. Reactions explode. Cheers from reformist youth. Vision 2030 heart. Jeers from hardliners. Traitor to Tawhid. Silence from moderates. Processing seismic shift. Viral instant. Smartphones capture every angle. Hashtag Riyadh Revelation hits 2M views in 30 minutes. Arab world watches. Dubai applauds tolerance. Egypt debates theology. Iran mocks Wahhabi collapse. Hospital reaction. Miguel watches Al Arabiya broadcast. Tears tracing sunken cheeks. Welcome home, brother, whispers to screen. Dr. Noor enters. History made. Expatriates flood WhatsApp. Prayers in 12 languages. Khalid continues 12-minute address. Quranic citations. Mariam 19:16-34. Prophets Christian treaties. Vision 2030 unity. Division pleases Shaitan. Mercy glorifies Allah. Descends to embraces, handshakes, bewildered supporters. Police escort him safely. Sheikhs convene emergency. Riyadh transforms. Evening traffic hums with discussion. Families debate dinner tables. Khalid returns home. Fatima beams, prophet's courage. Sons wide-eyed, Abu on TV. He kneels Maghrib prayer. Mariam's gaze internalized blessing. November 26th, 4:45 a.m. Dawn breaks rose gold over Riyadh. First light gilding Burj Al Hammam spire. Minarets emerging mist-shrouded. Confessions aftershocks ripple. Hashtag Riyadh Revelation 50M views. Global headlines. Royal monitoring. Yet true climax unfolds privately. King Fahad Medical Complex. 5:15 a.m. Father Miguel's room hushed. Monitors beep softly. Dawn filtering east window. He's dressed, frail but radiant, sipping Laban Dr. Noor prepared. Window frames city awakening. Cranes silhouetted, Adhan commencing. 5:30 a.m. Door opens quietly. Khalid enters hesitant, thobe simple, carrying dates and Zamzam water. No cameras, no witnesses, security arranged discretion. Men lock eyes across room, attackers gaze lowered, victims smiling faintly. Assalamu alaikum, Khalid whispers, voice thick. Miguel rises slowly. Wa alaikum assalam, peace above all. No explanations needed, spirits communicate. They embrace awkwardly, decades divide them, moments unite. Prayer commences side by side. Miguel faces east window, Jerusalem, Khalid Qibla wall, Mecca. Adhan swells outside, blending Miguel's rosary murmur, Holy Mary, Mother of God. Unity profound, separate rites, singular devotion. Dawn chorus, doves coo, distant traffic hums life's continuity. Your forgiveness broke me before visions built anew. Miguel, mercy precedes understanding. Mariam bridges what anger divides. Khalid, Desert, storm, same maternal gaze. Quran's Mariam lives. Miguel, she always has. Faith's not competition, but homecoming. Hands clasp, rough missionary palm meets scholar's calloused one. Tears flow unchecked. Shared silence dominates. 20 minutes passing, eternity compressed. Dawn sun bathes them golden. Riyadh stirs below. 6 a.m. Parting. Khalid bows deeply. May Allah, God, guide us both. Miguel blesses. Go in peace, brother. Door closes softly. Lives irrevocably changed. Epilogue montage. Riyadh November 26th unfolds. Families breakfast. Students commute. Souks open. Khalid resumes teaching. Tempered wisdom. Miguel serves expatriates. Light renewed. Hashtag Riyadh Revelation evolves discourse continent-wide. In division-prone world, compassion endures. Two faiths, one truth. Divine mercy heals anger's wounds. Mary's gaze watches eternally. If transformed, share widely. Riyadh Miracle inspires millions. Subscribe. Real stories challenge souls. Like/comment, faith evolved.